We are the resident Rolling Stone fan. No, we're not
No,
fans.
we're not fans.
I
We took a thing pretty far with
we did.
their, what was it, top 500 albums.
Yes, we
We
listened to the
listened,
top 50.
yeah, we listened to all of those and then made a 4-part series where we ranked them each and talked about all 50.
Yes.
If you're interested in that, I feel like I would
One of
disagree
the
with like
parts is
50% of what I say in those videos. So caution.
Yes. I think we recorded that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was the end of 2020 we
Yeah.
recorded that.
So be aware of that.
Yeah. And one of them is gone because Outcast got us.
Yeah. I think I actually, that might be up again. I think I muted that section of the audio or
Oh,
something.
did you?
It might be up again. If it's
Oh,
not,
okay.
oh well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Music. So the big thing this week, we're going to talk about this this fantastic list that the Rolling Stone has put together of the top 200 or 200 greatest hip hop albums of all time. So that's going to be the main part of this section. But I'll get the new stuff out of the way. So just so we can dive into that.
Okay. Okay.
Because there was quite a bit of stuff this week.
Oh.
Start with some singles. Joji came back.
Oh, did he?
Joji's back.
Okay.
Glimpse of Us. Pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, if you put this on Nectar, I wouldn't be able to tell that it's not from Nectar. That's not exactly a bad thing, though. I think his singing's a lot better on this than his singing on Nectar. I think he's definitely improved his vocals. But it is sad boy piano ballad, James Blake type stuff again.
Okay.
So it is pretty much cookie cutter what he did on the last record, but it's pretty good, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah. Well, Nectar was an improvement from the one before it. So
yeah.
I'm interested. I didn't know he did a new song. I'll have to
It's a
listen
little
to
sneaky.
Yeah.
But it just popped up on my YouTube feed on Friday. I'm like, oh, okay, here for it.
Okay.
I enjoy it quite a bit. One of my favorite Joji songs. I think the singing's great. Again, not reinventing himself, but just I think enhancing what he's done before. So I'm interested to see where this goes. So I'm assuming this is going to build into something and isn't just a single out of nowhere.
Probably not.
Because when was Nectar? 2020? Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
Cool. We got, there's another single out. Cash in Cash Out, Pharrell, 21 Savage, and Tyler.
I've listened to this song.
That's a stack right there. It's all right.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I do like 21 Savage and Tyler.
Yeah,
and Pharrell,
I like the song. There's a couple of things that are like about it. First of all, there's this weird clipping thing in the beat. I don't know if it's a clipping thing or if it's something that's like with the snare, but there's like a weird clicking sound.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I hate it.
Okay.
It's the same thing that Tyler did with Wilshire, because he just went in the booth and recorded with a mic not on a stand. So when he there's like a clicking in the right channel that makes that song like unlistenable to me. It's so bad
weird.
once you notice it. He did lo-fi, but he didn't cut out that one little part of it. So I don't know if the same thing happened here. There's like a little part of the beat that annoys me. But the chorus also gets a little bit repetitive. I mean, it still goes hard. Like I still very much like the song. But I don't think it's one of Pharrell's best beats.
No.
Especially what he's been doing this year and the past couple of years. This is not a highlight. But I still mess with it. I think it's still pretty good. Tyler had a fantastic verse. 21 Savage he's 21 Savage. He's gonna be good no matter what.
Yeah. Always loved 21 whenever he's featured on something. I've never listened to a 21 Savage record.
He is like the easiest cheat code feature besides J. Cole. Those two are like the best at features. Like when you get them, it's like it's going to be a top A+ quality, like S tier all the time. No exception here. But that one's pretty good.
Would agree. Also like Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah, Ty Dolla $ign's also fantastic as a feature artist. One of the best. We had a Mike Dimes and Jid song, Home remix. Jid needs to drop his album.
Yeah, I feel like you've been talking about this for months.
Yeah, because this verse on this song is insane. And it's on a remix. Like, why are you just jumping on people's songs and then just spazzing out for a minute and a half and then just disappearing?
Yeah.
Please come back. He's really teasing this thing.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, hopefully he does something soon. I feel like he's readying up. I would think we're getting into the second half of this year here. We need that. I've been talking about this album since January, and there's been like one song that's come out
Yeah.
from it. But that happened, and then Black Country New Road, Ants from Up There Deluxe came out.
I did see
They
this.
posted about this Thursday, I think, and then the next day it's out. I will say this is how you properly do a deluxe album. I'm not naming any names. There's a lot of names actually I could name. Too many to count.
I was gonna
But
say the post one also came out.
yeah, I
This
didn't
week.
listen to those two songs.
Okay. There was a good one.
Okay.
Let me see which one. I think it was the second one I liked more than the first one.
Yeah, I might
But
check those out, but I don't
yeah.
know. That album, honestly, I can't get through it anymore. So
Really?
it's too stale. I just can't. There's too
Oh,
many other things.
I suppose. I've just been listening to track 4 on. It's been
I really
pretty
like the
good.
Doja Cat one. The Doja Cat one's my jam.
Yeah, that is a good song.
Everything else I can kind of take or leave, unfortunately.
Okay.
But this deluxe album, it's basically what you get when you order the 4 LP box set for Ants from Up There. So it's just the regular album, and then disc 2 is an entire performance, like live performance. So they do the entirety of For the First Time. Then they have like Mark's Theme Bread Song and Basketball Shoes. And there is video of this as well, so that they uploaded. So
Oh, okay.
it's like the whole classic. This is like a classic deluxe album where like you get it at a concert or something, and there'd be like, the concert movie on it and the live recordings. This is basically what this is. But yeah, the mixing's kind of shoddy, but I don't mind it because of, I feel like it fits the kind of natural, like, just kind of jamming out aesthetic of it. I don't mind it too much, especially when your main record is literally perfect in every sense. In my opinion, it's like I don't need another like absolutely perfect mix. Give me something where you're just kind of like having fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really, really good. I there's like a Mark's theme's a little different. There's no like that like pause in it where it just stops for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just like a build. Sunglasses has a different ending, which is interesting. I don't know when this was recorded because I've seen the Basketball Shoes live thing like months ago because it's been floating around since the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Like this exact one. But I don't know when this is exactly recorded because Basketball Shoes has some different lyrics in it. Sunglasses has a couple different lyrics in it. I think Athens, France has a couple different lyrics in it. Which if you go through their live catalog, it's they evolve songs through live performance, which is really cool. So you get different versions. But yeah, Sunglasses has a different outro, which is cool. Science Fair does not read well in the live format compared to the studio version. I'll say that. It kind of gets lost in the mix and it just kind of sounds muddy instead of like the dueling guitar and saxophone thing that it's supposed to be. So not the biggest fan of that one, but I think Bread Song and Basketball Shoes are like at least as good, if not better, than the studio versions. Basketball Shoes especially. I think this is the performance everybody points to. But yeah, it's so good. It's a minute longer than the studio one. It's incredible. Like they have a choir with them. It's like a live performance, but there's nobody in the stands besides like this 10-piece choir that they've acquired to be with them. But they're still like clapping after the tracks, and it's just like the 5 or 10 choir people that are clapping, which is really weird. But yeah, the song builds beautifully. The mix on it works a lot with like the closing crescendo of that song. Isaac is just screaming at the top of his lungs the last chorus, and the energy is just insane. And instead of the song wrapping up perfectly like it does in the studio version, it falls apart and they like slam their instruments on the ground, and just the ringing of the guitar strings ends it, and it's just perfect. It's so good. But yeah, this is a really, really good deluxe album. I mean, this is one where I'd actually probably just sit down and do the whole 2 hours because you get the main album and then you get For the First Time as well. So pretty good. I still regret not buying that 4LP box set from their site, but I'll find it one day. Maybe, probably not. It's fine. And then the last thing, ELUCID dropped. ELUCID's first solo album since 2018, I believe. Wait, no. He did something last year? I had no idea he did something last year. Never mind. Yeah. I told Bessie, 2022. This thing is pretty good. They were hyping this up over at the label a lot. I think it met that for the most part. I'm still getting through it. ELUCID's harder for me to grab onto right away because he is very, very wrap around your head until you get confused. He's a lot more quick than something like Billy Woods, and they both share this very same dense, like confusing. I want to say confusing, like cryptic lyricism, where you have to really like dig in there to figure out what's going on. Except ELUCID does it at twice the pace, so it's harder for me to like pick up what's going down. But production's very psychedelic. I think the first track starts with just like some crazy panning effects and everything. But we pretty much get 4 Arm & Hammer songs on here, since Billy's on 4 songs. I think I've heard a couple of these from their white label album that they're selling at their live shows, which is like a scrapped Arm & Hammer album that they're just selling. You just get the record jacket and the record. So it's like old school stuff, which is really cool. Trying to see Billy Woods in October, so hopefully they still have those if they come around. But like Sardonyx, Spelling, Bunny Chow, Mangosteen, Jumanji, all these are really, really great. I don't know where I'd put this yet this year. I think it's definitely one of the better hip hop records. I need to listen to it more to get into it. I don't think, people were saying like, or the label was like, hey, this is as good as Billy Woods' album this year. I don't think I'd put it that far. I think Billy Woods is in a class far beyond 99.9% of rappers right now. But I think this is still a very strong release. I love how psychedelic this is. Production's great. There's a lot of there's one song where there's an actual just drum kit and guitar. One song where there's just like a cymbal making the bass of the beat. Yeah, it's a really, really cool experience. I need to dig into it more, but check it out, people. Don't let this one slip by. But I think that's pretty much it for new stuff this week. Next week we got the 30-song Logic album. So if I listen to it by then I'll talk about it. But I don't know if I can sit through 30 tracks of that. So we'll see.
Okay. I probably won't listen to it.
Yeah. I'll try to go through it and then pick out the highlights and then make a little album out of the gigantic album and be like, yeah, I like this.
Okay.
But yeah, that's next week. I don't know if there's anything else coming. I feel like there is. I never write anything down, so it's all just off dome, which is not good because I forget things.
Yeah.
I think that's the main part of what's happening. But we could just dive into this list.
Okay.
This top 200.
We do have authority in
Yes.
this regard.
We'll put the link to this list in the description boxes things.
Yes.
Or you can just type in it's Rolling Stone's top 200 hip hop albums. If you want to follow along, because there won't be visuals because this is a podcast.
Yeah.
A non-visual podcast.
No, this is not Joe Rogan.
This is not Joe Rogan. There is no Jamie to pull that up. We are pulling it up ourselves, and you don't get to see.
Can you please pull up the album that is number 1?
Please. I'm sure most people have heard about this already. I'm not going to go through everything because we'd be here forever. And frankly, I don't feel like talking that long.
No.
But we'll just go through some questionable and good picks as we kind of go through this thing.
Okay.
And we'll just go from there. So yeah, they did their top 200 greatest hip hop albums of all time. These are the albums that have defined hip hop history, from Run DMC to Playboy Carti, from G-Funk to drill, from the Bronx to Houston and beyond. And then just a whole bunch of people that made these things.
Yes. I want to preface before we jump into this. I've looked through the list. I've looked through the whole thing. I am not an authority on hip hop whatsoever. I think a lot of the ones in the top 50 are good picks, but they are in weird order.
Yeah, the more I look at this list, the more I hate it. So
Yeah. Like, and I do want to say Montero does not need to be on this list.
no, there's a lot
It's
of
like
albums that don't need to be on this
150,
list.
I think.
Yeah,
It's like, what
but
are you doing?
yeah, and they ran Damage Control. They're like, hey, we're not gonna let the golden age of hip hop rule our list, so we're gonna put a whole bunch of albums from 2 years ago on here.
Yeah.
And I should say beforehand that you cannot compare the 200 greatest hip hop albums when there's trap, there's experimental, there's psychedelic, there's southern, east coast, west coast. There's so many subgenres that are completely different from each other that it's nearly impossible to rank these things next to each other because it just looks
Yeah.
stupid. But with that said, number 200 was Astroworld. So I opened
Yeah.
up this list and I saw Astroworld at 200 and Juice World Goodbye and Good Riddance at 199. I'm like, this is going to be a fun read through.
Astro World is
Astroworld's good.
fine.
I really
It's
like
good.
Astroworld. Is it top 200 of all time? Probably.
No.
I think it could be here. I think 200's fine. But Juice World at
200 is a good
199 is really weird. That's a head
yeah.
scratcher. I don't think he needs to be on this list at all. I mean, like, sure, he had some really cool pop hits from this record, but like, if you're talking top 200 hip hop albums, I don't even consider him in the conversation.
Especially not better than Astro World.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like the one thing that beat, well, no, it's not the one thing that beat Astro World. 199 things beat Astro World.
Yes.
But it's a little weird seeing those two right next to each other when it should be flipped, in my opinion.
It should
And
be.
also,
Well, Juice World shouldn't even be on
Juice
the
World
list.
shouldn't be on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be like having like beer bongs on here. It's like, that's not.
where it's like,
a
yeah, I love
hip-hop
listening
record.
to it, but like, it's a pop rap record that's just very fun, and there's
Yeah.
not much to it, and it's not inventive or anything. It's just really fun.
Yeah.
But then, like, you have Bandana on 197. Like, you're telling me Bandana is only one spot above Juice World. But Bandana's a
true.
good pick. I'm glad that it's here.
Yeah.
I think Pinata probably would have been a stronger pick, but I also love Bandana about the same. Cupcakes at 195 with E4 on.
That's fun.
That is fun. I don't know what to even see. It's impossible to even compare the first five. This is such a mess.
Yeah. I didn't know that sex rap was a genre.
It is.
But apparently,
Yeah.
it's what Cupcake does.
Yeah. Apparently, but I have been known to like the occasional Cupcake song. Actually,
No,
I've liked
pretty
every
fun.
one of her songs that I've heard. So
Squidward Nose is a banger.
Squidward Nose is a classic.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. ASAP Rocky Love Live ASAP 193. Yeah, I think that belongs here. Pop Smoke Meet the Woo. I don't think. I mean, it what it did was commercialize drill in the U.S., so people knew more about drill after this record. I don't know. I think you can bump out Juice WRLD, put Pop Smoke there, and I'd be okay with that. Because there is a level of influence that Pop Smoke is going to continue to carry with the drill scene, even though he's not directly influencing people. He's getting in more people's ears, so now people like 504 and stuff can pop up and be more recognized.
I think the moral of the story is that Juice WRLD should not be on this list.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying that. No disrespect to Juice WRLD, but like, it's
he's not a hip hop artist.
But yeah, what else do we got? Nipsey Hussle, Crenshaw, good pick. What else? MC Light, Saba, Care for Me. I like Saba. Does he deserve to be on this list? Probably not.
Isn't he like an R&B guy?
Care for Me is softer for sure. It's still rap, I would say.
Okay.
But it's very the Chicago softer R&B infused rap, I would say.
Okay.
It's a lot more chill. I don't think it needs to be here. A lot of people like praise this record though, so I could see it. But you know, I think his new record's about as good as this one. But we got various artists. Sound Bombing 2, a soundtrack compilation.
Yeah.
You know, I need to listen to this, but it's not on streaming services, so I need to figure out a way to do this.
Oh. I see
because
Eminem on
yeah,
there.
you got Eminem, you got LP producing.
Oh, okay.
You have Common on here. You have Pharoah Monch. Like this record
Oh,
is
okay.
stacked from the looks of it. I just don't know where to listen to it. But yeah, I would love to hear that
Interesting.
because that sounds amazing. 180 Lil Sims. Sometimes I might be introvert. Good pick. Love it. That is a new record that definitely deserves to be on this list
Yes.
because it is
That needs to
definitely
be
like
higher.
top 5 hip hop albums of this decade so far.
Yes. I love this record. So good. I think it needs to go a little higher, but
I
also I have
agree.
not listened to most of like 190 to like 50. Like most of that is nothing I've heard. So I do
Yeah,
have a little
I'm
bit of
just gonna
bias
like
there.
cover most of the things I've heard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like older stuff on here from like the 80s. I haven't touched
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff. So if
No.
we don't
Except for
mention it,
the
doesn't mean we don't think it belongs there. It's just like I don't have a context for it.
I do want to give a shout out to that one record. What was it? Slick
Yes,
Rick?
yeah, there's a couple that are like interesting, but Slick Rick's in there. Slick
That
Rick's
one's
kind of
fun.
low on there, but like
Is it? I don't remember where Slick Rick is.
I don't really either.
I think it was in between 100 and 150, if I
Yeah,
remember right.
it should be in like top. It should be somewhere floating around 50 or something. Gravediggers 6 feet deep, 177. Like it. West Side Gun Fly God 176. I don't know about this. I feel like they're picking this out of a hat to be like, look, we know about Griselda
Yeah.
and like modern day street rap, but like I don't think Fly God's his best record, and I don't think it needs to be this high yet. I definitely think Westside needs a ton of just appreciation. He's getting it more and more, but I think in the coming years we'll really see that. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird pick to put on here. I'd put it a little bit lower, but it's interesting. Mac Miller to Divine Feminine at 173. This one I have an issue with because the Divine Feminine is like half. It's like a jazz R&B hip hop record.
Yeah.
When he has something like Faces or Good AM or Swimming that are like a lot better than this record, and this is his only inclusion on this list, that's a little weird.
It is odd.
I can't.
I saw that. I'm like, that's the one with
Yeah,
Anderson Paak and Ariana. Like that is
yeah.
not. Yeah.
When like I'm questioning, I'm assuming this guy has listened to Mac's whole discography, but if I'm like I'm making a 200 greatest hip hop albums of all time list and I need a Mac Miller submission because he deserves a place on here somewhere, which is true, I'm not picking the Divine Feminine first out of a hat. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like Good AM is a pure rap album that just bangs. Like you can put that there. Swimming's an amazing jazz rap record. Faces is like this incredibly psychedelic long mixtape. That is really great. That could be here, but you know. And then right above it, Flo Milli, Ho, why is you here? That is a good question. That's weird. Why is this album on this list?
I don't know
What is
anything about
happening?
Flo Milli.
Yeah, that should not be here.
Okay.
Big Crit, Crit was here. I feel like there's better Big Crit records to put here, but good there. Goody Mob, Soul Food 169. Like it. Makami, Pray for Haiti 168. Really great record. Does it need to be on here? Probably not. It seems really, really recent to put. We're climbing the ranks here. On like the best ones ever made. And this record came out less than a year ago.
Yeah.
A little weird.
It's weird.
But it is a very good record. But yeah. Childish Gambino because of the internet. 166.
What?
I don't know how to talk about this record because people either think it's the second coming of Jesus or they just think it's all right. I'm more in the middle. I think it's good. I think it's a little bit better than all right. I don't think it's his best album. I don't think the way he put it, it's not this generation's OK Computer. Sorry.
Is that what people think it is?
No, that's what he thinks it is.
Oh. Oh, I don't
He
know
said
about
that.
that. I don't know about
It's
that.
a really good record, but like again, I don't think it needs to be here. I don't know. I wouldn't put any Childish Gambino on here. I mean, he's a good rapper. He makes really great music, but like, Awaken My Love's a better record.
But that's not a hip hop record.
And it's not a hip hop record.
Yeah,
His last record is barely a hip hop record. He's more of a fusion artist.
I would say he's more, well, Awaken My Love, that's more like soul.
Yeah.
The last one was like, he barely rapped on it. It was mostly like R&B fusion.
Because the internet's kind of a combination of the two.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this is one spot below Cannibal Ox, The Cold Vein, which in general should never happen. Like, these two should not be next to each other in anything. Cold Vein, one of the best underground hip hop records of the early 2000s. Again, produced by LP. LP's getting his flowers here, which is fantastic.
That's good.
But yeah, this record's fantastic. It should not be near where it's at. Schoolboy Q, Blank Face. I like that submission. Tierra Whack, Whack World, 162. I think this album's like 20 minutes long.
Clocking in at 15. Just 15 minutes.
All right. This record is a lot of fun, though. I don't know if it needs to be this high, though. That's a little high for what it is. Danny Brown, Triple X. I don't think it's Danny's best record, but I think being on this list is cool. I need to listen back to this one before because I didn't really like it on first listen, but I feel like it just wasn't in the space or has as much context as I do now, because Atrocity Exhibition just blows like most things out of the water. But I'll have to go back to that one. Easy E, Easy Does It, 153, good. Montero, 151. He's joining the Juice WRLD Club. Why are you here? This record's not even like a year old.
No,
it's barely a hip hop record. I guess you can classify it as it, but I view this more as a pop record.
I would say it's a pop record.
And there's a lot of like fantastic hits on it, but like as a whole album, it's not anything special. It's literally like a Post Malone type situation where you get your big hits off of it, and then like some people go for the deep cuts, some people don't. So yeah,
it's a pretty good first project.
It is,
but it's like, not 151.
Yeah, you're talking all time here. Like he shouldn't even be in the top 200.
No,
but I don't know. Those new snippets are amazing. By the way,
yes, I'm a very big fan. I am
so excited for what he's doing next. 150, The Roots, How I Got Over. This is their 2010 one. It's interesting. I haven't gotten into The Roots too much yet. I wanna get into them because I love Black Thought so much.
I really liked the one record I heard, the freaking "Do You Want More?"
Yeah, that one with the question marks. Yeah,
that one's fun.
Run the Jewels 2. 148, good pick. Could be a little higher, but like I'm not gonna complain about that. I think it's a good pick. Common B, 145, very good.
That's like a very good one.
Rock Marciano Reloaded, 2012, 144, good pick. I haven't listened to this record specifically, but a lot of Rock Marciano stuff is really great. Again, I feel like they're pulling things out of the underground where it's like, hey, this is pretty good. So this is a good pick here. I will get into why they're having a blind spot situation later. But for now, 143, Lil Uzi Vert, Eternal Take. Why are you here? This is barely a rap album. Again, this is like psychedelic trap. Like, I mean, the record's not bad, but like again, 143, you're putting this above like Common's B,
Common B,
and The Roots, and Run the Jewels 2.
That's true. And Juice WRLD.
And Juice WRLD. I do like that album better than the Juice WRLD. Nas, It Was Written, 140. Cool. Doja Cat, Planet Her on 136. Why? I feel like you're putting things in here just to put things in here.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
This is so weird.
In the hip hop firmament. Yeah, I don't know.
Me Against the World is 2 spots above Doja Cat's Planet Her. This is so weird. Yeah, Doja Cat doesn't need to be on this list. Her music's kind of sick, but like, that please here.
No shade on Doja Cat, but I would not consider her necessarily a hip hop legend.
No, or barely even hip hop. She does her thing, but she does a lot of like pop on that record. But Tupac, Me Against the World, 134, like it. Killer Mike, rap music, 133. Banger of a pick.
Killer Mike.
Banger of a pick. This album is abrasive. It's like insanely good. LP production again. LP's got a lot of love on this list, which is good. You know,
Wait, you're telling me that LP did the producing on the Killer Mike record? How is
yes,
that any different than a Run the
because he
Jewels
doesn't rap
record?
on it. He
Oh,
does rap on one song.
okay.
This is when they first started doing Run the Jewels.
Oh, okay.
Because Killer Mike
I got
featured
you.
on LP's solo record, and then LP produced and featured on his record. And it's like, hey, we should do one together. And then they did. And then it turned into 4 of them. So,
Yeah.
but rap music is incredible if you haven't heard it. One of the best records of the last decade. J. Cole, Forest Hills Drive. I think this should be a lot lower than it is. It's a really good record, but I mean, when you put it above Tupac, Me Against the World, and Killer Mike rap music, that's really, really weird. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Forest Hills Drive
Yeah.
is pretty good though. Ghostface Killah Fish Scale. I don't think I've heard Fish Scale, but I've seen that cover a lot, so I'm sure. A
I
whole
like
lot of red
Ghost.
at 129.
That's so
That's so
that's
weird.
messed up.
That is
frankly,
so strange.
frankly, it's really fucked up that they did that. It's frankly a disservice to Tupac
It's a
and Killer
disservice to
Mike.
Playboy Cardi. He should be a lot higher. But honestly, I wouldn't be mad at this if it replaced Juice World at like
No, no,
199.
I wouldn't be too mad
I
at
feel like
199.
that's fine. I feel like Whole Lotta Red is definitely a genre bending adventure. There was an interesting rollout where everybody hated it for the first day, and then 3 days later, everybody was like, "This is the second coming of Christ." That was
Yeah.
really cool to watch. But yeah, really like this record. Does not need to be at 129. You literally have Big Pun, Capital Punishment, one above it. That's so weird. Don't do that. Put that way
Yeah.
lower. If it even needs to be on this list, which it probably doesn't need to be. It's still too fresh. Yeah. Savage Mode, 21 Savage, Metro Boomin doesn't need to be this high, but this is a really good record. Yeah. Again, like comparing these things to other things is so hard. And like I get that they're not trying to, but when you have a list with album covers that are next to each other, it's like you're going to compare the two. Cuz it's like you're
Yeah.
saying this is better than this.
They
So
are
we're obviously
they
going
are
to let you
saying
do
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Drake, reading this, if you're reading this is too late, cool. Take it. Outcast, Speaker Blacks, Love Blue, 124. I'll take it. Not the best Outcast album. Honestly,
No,
it
but
doesn't need to be this high, but
two of them are in the top 50.
yes,
And if
which is
they're
good.
not, and I think they might be in the top 10. I know
Yes,
Stankonia
Stankonia
is
is
like
very
number
high.
3. Yeah.
Nerd in Search of, cool. Tribe, People's Instinctive Travels. Is this their first one?
No. I think Low End Theory came out in 89.
Interesting.
Oh no, that one came out in 91.
I thought
So yeah,
this
this
came
is
out
their
before.
first one.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because Can I Kick It and stuff is on here. I mean, yeah, Can I Kick It and Bonita Applebum are on here. Those are classics. Yeah, I guess I'm not too mad at this. I feel like it's a little high, but I mess with it. Young Thug, Barter 6. Don't think it needs to be this high again, but pretty cool. The Coup, Party Music. I love this album cover.
It's a great album
this
cover.
is so good. This is a picture of the Twin Towers being attacked, and this album was released after that, very soonly after that, in
2001.
2001. Yeah, that is an insane album cover right there.
Wait, not only was it in 2001, it was in later in September in
That's
2001.
crazy.
And they had the gall to have the
That's
Twin
awesome.
Towers exploding and
That's
then them
awesome.
just like posing in front of it.
I remember LP released Fantastic Damage like the year after, and a lot of lines from that album could have been taken very differently because like there was a lot of talks about that. And like this wasn't the first time that this has like been a thing in New York, because there was literally a World Trade Center bombing in like the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
So like when he talked about a lot of that stuff, people construed it as a different way, and it was really scary. Like listening to it, it's like, whoa, that is kind of weird. Like that just
Yeah.
happened. But Bastard 118, Tyler the Creator. Why?
Yeah.
Why? This is Tyler's like worst record. It's also his first. This is like
Yeah.
literally, this is pre SoundCloud rap, like YouTube rap. It's lo-fi. It's honestly, it's shock rap because that's what Tyler was doing at that time.
Yeah.
It's an important moment in the Odd Future Collective and the birth of internet rap, but like, or I guess like the evolution of internet rap. It was before a thing, but it doesn't sound good. I don't know why it's here.
I don't know either. It's weird.
Yeah, Jay Z the Black Album 113. Take it. Rhapsody of Layla's Wisdom 112. Good pick. I think Eve is a little better, but I will never be mad at a Rhapsody mention. This album is really great. Anybody that likes Kendrick Lamar or Lauryn Hill, listen to Rhapsody, please.
I should. I really like her verse on T-Pab.
Yes.
I'll give this one a listen since Rolling Stone thinks it's very good.
The Rolling Stones never wrong,
They are never wrong.
except when they are a lot.
Most of the time.
Flashbacks from our top 50 video.
Yes.
Pusha T Daytona at 108. I don't disagree with it being on this list, but I don't think it deserves to be near 100. I think it needs to be way lower.
Okay.
But it is very, very good. Old Dirty Bastard, 106, cool. Coloring Book at 105, no. Go down a lot. Like, it's a good record, but you're talking of all time. This doesn't deserve to be near that. This is like low 150s if you're even going to put it on here, but honestly, you can just take it off. I don't need it here. Most Def like on both sides, 103. I think that's a good placement.
I think so too.
It could be higher.
Very good.
Considering all the garbage that they threw onto this list, that doesn't deserve to be top 200. Not that they're garbage albums, but like in the grand scheme of things, compared to these other records, they don't hold up at all. Then I would say this could be in like the 60s. But, you know.
Well, especially since Black Star isn't even in the top 50.
Yeah. Yeah. Lil Wayne's first mention at 99, The Carter 2. Company Flow, Fun Crusher Plus, 98. Great, fantastic. LP again. Get this nerdy backpack abstract hip hop from the late 90s, early 2000s. I love it. Really, really fun. Clips, Hell Hath No Fury. This could be a lot higher. This record's really, really, really good. But I like to see it included. But you know, could be higher. Could be higher. Ice Cube Death Certificate 93, good pick. DJ Shadow 92, I like it. Kid Cudi, Man of Moon, The End of the Day. Doesn't need to be this high. This is it's a weird album because it's technically a rap album, but it's so much not a rap album at the same time. It's very I don't even know what to classify it as. It's a lot of melodic rap. It's a good record. I don't think it needs to be in the top 100 though of the hip hop list. I think it's one of the most important records of like the 2000s. And I think along with Kanye, this very much shifted melodic hip hop and popularized it. But I don't think it needs to be this high. Common, like Water for Chocolate. Have not heard this one, which is weird because I've wanted to listen to it for a long time, but I've just never gotten to it. But I do want to listen to this a lot.
Oh yeah, it has some good people on it.
It really does. But I will listen to that eventually. Eminem, Slim Shady ELP 85. I'll take it. Summertime 06, Vince Staples at 84. I don't think this needs to be this high. It's a very, very good record. I would bump it down a little bit. Especially when you got you got the Slim Shady LP like right below it. Like that's a classic record. And then Slick Rick 2 spots above it, which is a classic record. Children's Stories, fantastic, one of the best hip hop songs.
This is another thing. If you guys have not seen the album cover for Slick Rick, you are missing out.
It's so fun.
It's a great.
Yeah, that late 80s style. I like it.
It looks like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It really does. It looks like a sitcom.
It's just Slick Rick on like a building in Columbus, Ohio or something.
Yeah, I don't know where this is at.
I have no idea.
But like it. Earl Sweatshirt, Some Rap Songs 2018 at 80. I don't think this needs to be this high. I'm glad that it is included. It should very much be included. I think this is one of the best abstract records of last year or last decade. But 80? Nah. I would slot it like, near 100, give or take. Very good record though. Jay-Z and Kanye, Watch the Throne. 77 again doesn't need to be this high. Yeah, I mean it's a really great record, but like it's a very of the 2011 time record. It's very very much that. That could be just because you heard a lot of the songs while that record was out, so I just associated with the time period. But
Yeah.
it's a little high. Meg the Stallion Fever at 75. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I liked Meg the Stallion a lot. But 75 of all time? You have Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet right next to it. That is insane.
Yeah, it's a little, I don't know. Black on Both Sides is like 30 spots below this.
Yeah.
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 She probably doesn't even need to be on this list, but given the other things that we've seen on this is better than a lot of those others. So put her in like the low 100s if you're going to do that.
Fear of a Black Planet is like such
That's crazy. I mean, that has
it's
Fight the
such a
Power
monumental record.
That has Fight the Power on it.
I mean, the one that we listened to is higher up.
It is, and that record is really, really fantastic as well.
Yes, but this one, I mean, I know it because it is prominently featured in the Spike Lee joint "Do the Right Thing."
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it is pretty much the soundtrack to that movie, and it works great.
Yeah.
So if you have not checked it out, really I would highly recommend. Yeah, very good. Except I'm not a big fan of Flava Flav, but
I love Flav. He's so cool.
He is pretty cool.
Fuji's The Score. I want to talk about this record, but we haven't heard it yet. It's been on our list for over a year.
So well, we're both big Lauryn Hill fans.
We are. We'll get to it
of
eventually.
The one record. Yeah.
Ghetto Boys, We Can't Be Stopped. One of the best album covers of all time. Classic.
Oh yeah.
67. Like it.
I didn't even notice this the first time I went through the list. That's awesome.
64, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah, I think enough time has passed where we can put 50 Cent this high, because this record is a classic. 63, Black Star, fantastic. Could be a little higher, but I'm not going to complain too much.
Yeah, I would have it like in the top 50 for sure.
I would too, I think. MF Doom, Operation Doomsday, good pick. Scarface the Diary, nice. Damn does not need to be this high at 60. I think this can drop a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean
that wasn't even in the top 50.
Yeah.
Of the top albums. It's probably in the same spot as it was in the top albums.
It's strange because this record has an amazing impact, and I think that Pulitzer bumps it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's
so I could see why at 60 it's fine. But like in terms of quality and the other stuff here, I don't know if it exactly matches, but I'll accept it here.
No,
I'm not gonna.
I'm glad that Good Kid and T-Pap are in the top 50.
There's a lot of lists that put Damn as his best, which is weird. I feel like they're just going after like sales and
wrong.
stuff.
Yeah.
But Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted at 58, nice. Beastie Boys, License to Ill at 57, nice. No Name, Room 25 at 56. This is a really, really, really good record. I don't know how many people. I feel like a lot of people that are in the hip hop space have heard this record, but if you have not, give it a listen. It is really fantastic. It's just amazing Chicago, like more jazzier rap. Really fantastic. 56 is a very high placement for it. I'm not gonna doubt it too much. I feel like it can go down a little bit, but I'm not gonna be mad at it.
Okay.
Midnight Marauders 55. We have not heard that one yet. That's the one Tribe record I have not heard, which is weird.
But since it's like their most popular. Is it more than Low End Theory?
A lot of people like Midnight Marauders the best. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, I am a very big Tribe.
Yeah,
fan.
I've heard everything I've heard from Tribe. I've loved. So.
Yes. Yes.
Migos Culture, 54. Don't think it needs to be this high, but I think this is record that is definitely like one of those where it's like a moment.
Yeah.
Shout out the Rolling Stone website for being garbage. Hey, hold on, I lost my place.
Migos was 54.
Okay. College Dropout 52. Good pick. Like it where it's at. Roots, Things Fall Apart. I do want to look at this record and give this a listen because this is like an iconic album art.
Yeah, we're lacking on roots.
We are lacking on the roots. That's a big blind spot for me. So eventually we'll get to that.
Yeah.
EPMD, Strictly Business, 50. NWA Straight at Compton, 49. J Dilla Donuts, 48. Super Duper Fly, 47. All those are great. And then we get to Call Me If You Get Lost at 46, which is a war crime.
That's a weird pick.
You cannot look at these 4 records I just named and be like, yeah, Call Me If You Get Lost is better, you know? It's just better. This is not Tyler's best album. It literally just came out.
How are you going to say it has more impact than Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah, like, that is insane.
Yeah.
The record I wouldn't even put on this list, but given the other things that get put on this list, I'd put it in the lower 100s.
Yeah.
It's a good record, but like 46 out of all time, and it just came out. Come on, JD. What are you doing?
It's all JD's fault.
It's all JD's fault. 45, LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. Liquid Swords at 44, nice. Big Daddy Kane at 42, and Run DMC at 43, I like it. Putting Late Registration over College Dropout at 41. That is a base take. I will accept that.
Yeah.
I think Late Registration's just a better College Dropout. Production's more grand. Rapping's more quirky. I think it's a better record, but I'm not mad at it. Chronic, 40. A lot of people would say this needs to be higher.
I would disagree. I think it's about right where it should be.
Yeah, I think it's planted where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I do like this record, but like, I don't know. I'm never in the mood really for the Chronic. There's a very specific kind of mood I need to be in for the Chronic.
No, and I don't really like Dre as a rapper.
As a rapper, I'm not the biggest fan, but he's a fantastic producer.
He's a great producer.
Yeah.
Like
Snoop Dogg
coming
legendary. To light through this record is a huge dub to it.
Yes. The Snoop verses on here are fantastic.
Yes. Lil Wayne, Carter 3 at 39. I think that's placed where it needs to be. Carter 3 is, very, very defying of that era.
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City at 38. That's a good placement. I think that's good. Only Built for Cuban Links, 37. Good. Acid Rap at 36 of all time. You were saying Acid Rap is better than Only Built for Cuban Links, Good Kid, Mad City, The Carter 3, and The Chronic.
Yeah, that's questionable.
What are you doing? Acid Rap is one of the best mixtapes of the 2010s. But
it's a mixtape.
I'm not going to lie. If I go back and listen to that, I'm not putting it anywhere near this. Like, this is like a pure nostalgic, like, backpack rap, weird Chicago rap thing. That does not need to be this high. Can it be on this list? Sure. Put it where Coloring Book was and then knock it down 30 more places.
Right.
Then we're good.
And it's weird seeing it's that and then next is Snoop Dogg Doggy Style.
Yeah. I'm fine with Doggy Style there.
No, I am too. I love Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. It's just Chance is like just glowing out of everybody else here because everybody else is right where they need to be, and then just Sugar Hill Records Factory. Oh yeah, Rapper's Delight's on this. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Rapper's Delight, I think, is like the first rap song ever. So,
okay.
De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. I do need to listen to this. I think it was recently added to streaming. So it was unobtainable for a while because I've never seen this in a record store either. So I do want to get into this though. Chief Keef, Finally Rich at 32. This is probably way too high, even though Chief Keef, this record is, very, very relevant. So I think it can be on this list. I don't think it needs to be this high. Same with Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday. I think Nicki really did something, like, she opened up the genre for women incredibly. So, like, this was the first person to really be out there and truly herself and feminine while making hip hop music, because a lot of the artists before her, with the exception of Lauryn Hill, were very abrasive and tried to fit in with the guys a lot. So Nicki definitely carved a lane. I don't think it needs to be this high though. I mean, the Monster verse is incredible, but 31, you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a little high.
Yeah, Paul's Boutique at 30. I do need to listen to this record as well. I've heard people say this is their best, and that it's like really, really fantastic. So we'll have to listen to that. Tupac, All Eyes on Me at 29, like it. Mobb Deep the Infamous at 28, good pick. Clemenite at 27, Outcast. I would rank this much higher personally, but
I'm pretty sure it was on the top
it
50
wasn't
of.
the top 50 of all time. I feel like
It was in the top 50, but I'm pretty sure it was higher than it is in the
probably.
top rap
I feel
albums,
like
which is
those lists
weird.
don't correlate at all. I feel like different people worked on
They
them
don't.
because it makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt at 26. Marshall Mathers LP 25. I'll take it. Nas-O-Matic at 24. Again, this is way too low for me. I think this needs to be in the top 5.
It was like number 8 or something like that.
It was pretty high.
Yeah.
DMX's Dark and Hell is Hot, 22. I like it. Lil Wayne to Drought 3 at 21. I don't know this record at all. I don't know if this is like better than the Carter 3. I highly doubt it. But interesting.
I don't
I don't think this needs to be here. Future DS2 at 20. I think this is a little high, but I think Future, like this record specifically, was like huge for the trap genre.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it needs to be at 20 of all time. Lil Kim Hardcore, Mad Villainy at 18. Good placement, I would say.
Yeah.
I think it can be a little higher, but I'm not going to get too mad at that. I wouldn't, at least if Yeezus wasn't right directly above it, and then directly above that is Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy.
That's a crime.
This is the biggest mistake of the list, is putting Cardi B at number 16, 2 spots above Mad Villainy. That's borderline disrespecting the dead at that point.
I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this record's bad. Like, it's not a bad record, but like putting it at 16 is insane. You'd have to be dead to not hear Bodak Yellow in 2018. That song was everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're going to put her on this list, put her in like bottom 100s. Like,
It's weird putting this above Nicki.
that too.
I'll say that.
That too. Nicki carved the lane.
Yeah.
I will say, I think some of Cardi B songs hit a lot harder, but like, you know, this record cannot be at 16. This is insane. I can't believe people look through this list and they're all like, yeah, that makes sense.
This is about right.
Yeah. That overshadows Yeezus being at 17. I feel like Yeezus doesn't need to be this high at all.
No.
It's a good record. Very, very weird turn from a major artist who was like on top of his game. Very polarizing. I do really, really love Yeezus. Doesn't need to be this high.
Yeah.
Paid in Full at 15, like it. Supreme Clientele at 14, good. 2001 at 13, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Clips, Lord Willin at 12. I have not heard the Lord Willin album. I've heard Hell Hath No Fury, but I'm sure this one's pretty good as well. Drake Take Care at 11. I think this is Drake's best record. Doesn't need to be right outside the top 10. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm conflicted about this one because this is his best and it was incredibly influential, but doesn't need to be at 11. That's the question. Also, The Weeknd did a lot of writing for this record. Not like that's a diss on it. It's just weird.
I do like The
Drake
Weeknd.
took in The Weeknd and then like completely just borrowed him for this record.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what Drake does, but yeah, I don't know if it needs to be this high, but it definitely needs to be on this list. Top 10 now. Lauryn Hill, Miseducation, Lauryn Hill at 10, I like it. Low End Theory at 9, like it. 36 Chambers at 8, like it. Missy Elliott, Miss E, So Addictive at 7. Why? Like, I feel like the easiest part should be making the top 10.
Yeah.
Why'd you throw this in
Wasn't
here?
Missy Elliott already in the top 50?
Yeah.
Wasn't she like,
I have not heard this record. I don't know how well praised this is, but I doubt it. It's like I've never seen this in a top list,
no.
so it's a little weird. Twisted Fantasy at 6, T-Pab at 5. It Takes a Nation to Millions to Hold Us Back at 4. The Blueprint at 3, Stankonia at 2, and Ready to Die at number 1. Not a horrible top 10.
No,
The
I don't
Missy
know if I
ones
would
are
have the
weird.
Blueprint in there.
The Blueprint's
Personally,
great, but I don't think it stands up to the other ones in this top 10 list.
no,
I'm
no,
also not like the biggest Jay-Z fan. Like
I'm
I
not
like
either.
Jay-Z, but like in album format, I'm not the biggest fan of him.
I'm not either. I'm also. I think when we did the Rolling Stone other list, I was a pretty big fan of the Biggie record. Even I am questioning it being the best rap album of all time, especially when T-Pab's like 5
Yeah, I think
and
it deserves
Public
top 10.
Enemy's 4. Of course, it deserves top 10, but it's just like it's a little bit weird. I, I don't know. I don't think it's the best, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean that's the list.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think they severely missed the really great records of the 2010s and put in a lot of overly commercial ones that were not that great. With Planet Her and Montero and what else? Juice World.
Juice.
Like
Yeah.
all of those weirdo picks could have been used for truly innovative and fantastic records of the 2010s. There's no Billy Woods in here, which if you're around any hip hop head that is of the know, like they're gonna put Billy Woods or something somewhere in this list. You're missing like people like Peggy, Injury Reserve. You have One Day Any
Oh
Brown
yeah,
record
there's
in
no
there.
Peggies.
There's no Peggy at all, which is
That's
weird.
weird.
There's no Death Grips at all, which is extremely weird.
That is weird. Wow.
So I feel like they've missed experimental by a big shot. Yeah, they're missing a lot, and they put in some very weird picks. But I don't know. This is the Rolling Stones, and never take this seriously. This is more of like a, wow, here's a shocking thing that everybody can talk about.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting to go through. I don't know. If I had to put like my top three, I'm thinking it's Illmatic, it's T-Pab, and it's Aquemini. Any order, don't care.
Of stuff I've heard, I think I would do Lauren Hill, Low End Theory, and T-Pab, probably in that order.
And the weirdest thing is like Lauryn Hill's not even fully hip hop, but like I'm still
No,
gonna take it.
no, you know what? You're right. I mean, it's like half R&B, but she does have some great verses on here.
Oh yeah, the record's like flawless.
Yeah. I don't know. I do feel kind of weird having it in my top 3. Maybe I'll switch out Lauren Hill for the Wu-Tang one because I like
Yeah.
that Wu-Tang one.
I feel like you need Illmatic, you need T-Pab, you need Twisted Fantasy, you need 36
Yeah.
Chambers, you need the Low End Theory, you need Miseducation. I think Public Enemy is a good pick as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Mad Villainy deserves in there too. I think
I
Mad
would.
Villainy is insanely good. But yeah, I mean that's the list. Take it how
It's
you
not
will.
very good.
Not very good at all.
We're going to do a video. It's going to be a 4-part series,
It'll
and
come
it's
out
going to
in
be
2
our
years.
our top 200 hip hop records.
God.
I don't think I've listened to 200.
Yeah, you'd have to
hip-hop
really like
records.
study. You'd have to take a year off and just study.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I don't know if I could fill out 200.
Probably not.
I could write down maybe 200 of all of them I've heard, but they're definitely not ones I'm putting near the top.
No, you have heard the Big Day,
Yeah.
so I don't know if that would be on any list. It should
Yeah.
have been number 200, if I'm being honest. Just
Just
as
the
a goof.
audacity of it.
Yeah, I mean they had the audacity to put Juice World in 199, so they should have
true.
at least
That's
done a goof. Just one goofball one at the very end.
Whoops. Sorry.
Our honorable mention is Corey Feldman, Angelic to the Core.
Or like the one semi hip hop song that's mostly a dubstep song.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that awful list. We're not going to spiral this into a series like we did last time. I feel like the top 50 of the top albums of all time was more consistent than this, and that was even a little shaky.
Well, they did release the top 200 or 500 songs of all time.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was a
think we
really
talked
bad
about
list
that one.
too.
Yeah.
So I
we
feel like
don't
Rolling
need to
Stone
go
is
through
doing
that
this
one
on
too.
purpose for clout. So
They could. They could be.
These
I have no
are the
idea.
articles of theirs that get the most traction. So
Yeah.
probably like, all right, let's get the Zoomer core person, the old head, and just a whole bunch of random people that say big words in their write ups, and just put a list together.
Yeah.
And this is what happens.
That's,
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like my top 10 hip hop albums, like if I have to rank the best ones, are not going to be the ones that I like the most. So it's a weird dynamic. Because like
no.
best versus favorite is a big thing that gets brought up. Because if I go to my top rated hip hop albums, it's going to be a very different like list of things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Interesting. So that's the big thing this week that we were going to cover, like every other music channel did. But you need to hear our take because our take is more important. Haha.
It is. Well, we have history with the Rolling Stone list, so we do have a reason to talk about it.
We are designated to do this, so whenever
yes, we are the designated Rolling Stone people.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll make another Rolling Stone series, but today's
if they ever do
top
albums of the year again, I think we should do it in like 10 years or something.
Yeah, that'll be a while.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty good podcast, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't listened to it yet. But I'm going to assume it was pretty good. I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to go listen to that Drake record because I'm a pretty big Drake fan. I don't know if you know this about me.
Way Too Sexy's a banger. You can't tell me otherwise.
I will tell you otherwise.
I will die on this hill.
I also looked up the Sugar Hill record story, and it's 6 hours long.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's a short version. There's like the songs are called short version, and it's 6 minutes and 20
It must
seconds.
be everything that Sugar Hill has ever done.
It's 56 songs about 6
everything.
hours. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is kind of crazy. But I'm going to go, I better get started on that.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Because if I want to get this done before I fall asleep, then I better start listening to this now and then fall asleep at about 5 a.m.
Yeah.